This is a farm for the keylock ring on Elite for Death House. Can't run on a Reaper because I'm 5 levels over the level now, so Reaper's not an option. So it should be pretty easy on Elite. I'm not sure what the odds are. Not super good odds because, well, there's a 33% drop rate, which is actually pretty good. I got the boots, which I'm real happy with, and if I get a second pair, I wouldn't mind because I have a minimum level 11 augment in there right now.
Small, distant voices spring
And so
from
if I get
nowhere.
We're so
if I get another
hungry.
pair, I'll keep it for level
Find
10
us.
next life.
Mind the step. Let's go. Here we are.
You spot something in the middle of the room. Something small and old and forgotten.
We're tired. We've been here so long. We want to rest. Take us to a nice place to rest. We're tired. We want to rest now. You found the secret door. It leads down to the basement, where the monster is.
Beyond the secret door, a dusty stairwell leads down into darkness. You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here. Once you get rid of the monster in the basement.
On top of the desk, you find a tarnished key.
monster's around here someplace. You can smell him. He stinks.
The sound of chanting echoes from down the hallway. Robed apparitions surround the altar, chanting, "He is the ancient. He is the land." The ghostly chant suddenly changes. "One must die. One must die. Morgoth of the chaos, he awaken me." The robed figures vanish, and something stirs in the water. The creature collapses. A little voice in the darkness says,
You got rid of the monster. Good. Time to sleep. Good night.
There's a sudden gust of air, as if the entire building let loose a sigh.
Nothing too interesting. I'm just going to take an item, sell to a vendor, and then go back in, rinse, repeat. At least 3 times because I want to be able to get my bow. Oop, go on elite.
Small, distant voices spring from nowhere.
We're so hungry. Find us. Mind the step. Here we are.
You spot something in the middle of the room. Something small and old and forgotten.
We're tired. We've been here so long. We want to rest. Take us to a nice place to rest. We're tired. We want to rest now. You found the secret door. It leads down to the basement, where the monster is.
Beyond the secret door, a dusty stairwell leads down into darkness. You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here once you get rid of the monster in the basement.
On top of the desk, you find a tarnished key.
Flame-touched iron greatsword could be useful for crafting. It'd be better if it had 2 augments in it, but at this point it's the first special metal greatsword I think I've pulled, so I might keep it anyways for now.
The monster's around here someplace. You can smell him. He stinks.
The sound of chanting echoes from down the hallway. Robed apparitions surround the altar, chanting, "He is the ancient. He is the land." The ghostly chant suddenly changes. "One must die. One must die. Lord of the Vigea, we awaken thee." The robed figures vanish, and something stirs in the water. The creature collapses. A little voice in the darkness says,
Okay, well, I've got my totem
Rid of
for
the
talisman,
monster.
and so I should have
Good.
39 now. Let me check.
Time to sleep. Oh.
Yeah, 39, so I'm going to run it one
Good
more
night.
time to get to 40 so I can get my bow.
there's a sudden gust of air, as if the entire building let loose a sigh.
nothing super useful here. I'm just going to grab, I guess, this bracers here, and then run it one more time. I had two purposes for doing this. If I can get the key lock ring, which has disable device plus 12, open lock plus 12, search plus 12, spot plus 12, all in one item, that would make it a lot easier for me to swap out of my slave lord's gear. Now it's not critical if I don't, because I get I get plus 10 and plus 2 quality, so I have the same stats on that. The main thing would help me do is upgrade to higher stats. Right now a lot of my stats are plus 5, and I'm seeing plus 7 on
Small
random loot.
distant voices
So
spring from nowhere.
by getting that key lock ring, it
We're
would help
so
me to
hungry. Find us.
upgrade all my other slots without having to worry as much about gear Tetris. Assuming I can find. I've already found a few good pieces from the auction house, so just keep looking on the auction house until I pull, and I think I'll be able to start upgrading. And also
You
that'll
spot
allow
something
me
in the middle of the
to
room. Something small and old
it'll allow
and
me to
forgotten.
start upgrading
We're tired.
as I get to higher levels. I
We've
can
been
just keep
here
upgrading
so
those
long.
items,
We want
and
to
eventually
rest.
there'll be something
Take
better
us
than
to
key
a
lock
nice
ring.
place to rest.
But it should give me good,
We're
get me through a few
tired.
more levels,
We want
possibly
to
even to
rest
20.
now. You found the secret door. It leads down to the basement.
Even if I don't get the item, it's not a
where the
complete bust,
monster
because
is.
Beyond the secret door, a dusty stairwell
before I
leads down
run and the Dead Cell Rise, which has a collapsed floor at the end, I wanted to get the upgraded bow because my DPS against him was just horrendous. And so I'll use my melee if I can. Let me switch to my search item. I'll use my melee if I can a little bit. I might fall through the floor, but I want to be able to have this bow as a backup if I have it down part of the way. We'll see. I mean, it's possible. It just isn't meant to be that that I won't be able to do that quest on Reaper, but I want to give it a shot and see if I can get it with this bow.
You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here. Once you get rid of the monster in the basement.
On top of the desk, you find a tarnished key.
monster's around here someplace. You can smell him. He stinks.
The sound of chanting echoes from down the hallway. Robed apparitions surround the altar, chanting, "He is the ancient. He is the one." The ghostly chant suddenly changes. "One must die. One must die. Lord of the Nikea, we awaken thee." The robed figures vanish, and something stirs in the water. The creature collapses. A little voice in the darkness says,
You got rid of the monster. Good. Time to sleep.
Okay, well, I got my
Good
40th
night.
Vistani talisman. Didn't get the item I'm looking
there's a
for.
sudden gust of
It's
air,
kind of hit or miss. I
as
only
if
have,
the entire
because of the
building
normal and
let
hard run,
loose a
a few
sigh.
days ago I only have, and the Reaper run, so I only have probably 2 more runs before Ransack. So I think I'm just going to call it here. That's my Death House chest farm times 3. And I got a nice docent for a future life. It's not a bad item, you know. That with, if I do a full gear swap, this could make the cut. Secret 5, Strength 6 boots. So I'm going to keep these, and then if I'm able to get, I might try this 1 or 2 more times until Ransack. Later, I might look at what's available in Sharn and maybe try running some, normal and hard runs on Sharn to see if I can get some gear that way. So that's the Death House run times 3 on Elite.